go. Hello everybody and welcome to today's webinar. What we are talking about today are GCSE results. These have been a hot topic in the media, as you can imagine. I'm sure you've seen a lot of the news items as well. So we're here with a team of expert panelists relating to GCSEs, and that might be about your results or it might be about what particular courses that you can go on to at the college. So please just ask us anything. We can't hear you and we can't see you, so because of that we aren't collecting any personal information and we aren't collecting any contact details. If you do wish to ask us a question, please use the question box. That will automatically send us the question through, and then we can pose the question to the relevant panel member and hopefully answer them for you. As I say, we are live. We should be live during this whole hour. And you can also answer or ask any questions that you want to via our email address, which is inquiries@abingdon.ac, abingdon-whitney.ac.co.uk. And I'm just going to copy that into our announcement section so that you've got that email there on the screen for you. To do first is introduce our panel members to you. So first up, I'd like to introduce Helen Brown.
Hi everybody, so as Beck said, I'm Helen Brown and I'm Head of Study Programmes at Abingdon and Witney College, and within that it includes GCSE Maths and English, also the core programme, the enrichment programme, industry placement, T-levels and work experience as well.
Thank you, Helen. If I can introduce you to Elaine Day.
Hi, I'm Elaine Day and I'm the Curriculum Manager for GCSE English and Maths for 16 to 18s.
Thank you very much. Okay, so first question straight in there. Can I come in and collect my results? Elaine, would you be able to answer that one, please?
Absolutely. If you studied with us last year, you can collect your results from the centre that you were going to take your exam at. That's really important. So if you swap centre, you go to the one you would have taken your exam at. You can come in and I can give you the times. There's specific times for you tomorrow. So from 9 to 10, if your surname begins with A to F, come in at those times. From 10 to 11, it's surnames beginning with G to L. Then 11 to 12, surnames beginning with M to R. And then 12 to 1, surnames beginning S to Z. Some students have made provision to come in at different times because they're working, but you will need to have agreed that with the exams team first of all. You'll need to have a mask and some ID as well. And then if you're going to Abingdon, can you go to the Advanced Skills Centre? And then if you're going to Witney, can you go to the courthouse reception? You can also, if you're took your exams at schools, go onto your local school's website and find out their arrangements.
Thank you very much, Elaine. Is it possible for students to get their results online?
Students can get their results online. They will need to email their lecturer from last year, giving their permission for us to email their results out. And then our administration assistant is going to be emailing results tomorrow.
That's great. Thank you very much. We have a question in about, sorry, bear with me whilst I get the question up. Helen, if you could answer this one, please. It's about, they've applied to do a course at the college and they're worried that if they do worse, is there another course or can they still apply for courses at the college? Could you answer that one, please?
Of course. The first thing I would say is do not worry. So whether your grades are better than you expected, they're as you expected, or they're not quite the grades that you were hoping for, don't worry, because there will be a course for you at college that will still help you prepare for the steps ready for the career of your choice. So the first thing to do is once you find out what your results are, then contact the faculty where you've applied to do your course and just let them know these are your grades. and it may be that you were hoping to enrol onto a level 3 course, but perhaps you'd be able to then enrol onto a level 2 course, and that would be a 1-year programme that you would be able to study, and it gives you great skills, knowledge, to be able to then progress the year after onto a level 3 course. So you would still be able to get to where you want to be, but you just take a slightly different route.
Thank you very much, Helen. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to post the website address for our online drop-in days that are happening tomorrow and Friday as well, so that if you do have any issues, you can also fill out a form that's available on that website. Helen, I have another question for you. This one's just come in. What are T-levels and what GCSEs do you need for them?
Right, so I love the fact that that question's come in. So T-levels are brand new qualifications. So the T stands for technical. So where we have A-levels, which is an academic level, we have new T-levels that are being launched in some colleges for the first wave this September. We as a college, we're starting them in September 2021, and we're really excited about them. So these technical level qualifications are in 3 subjects to start with. So it's in education for early years, it's in science for health and social care, and it's in digital. So in September 2021, we will be having our very first students enrolled and starting with a T-level qualification. And what makes them different to other level 3 qualifications is that the content is much more, it will be much more highly regarded and recognised. So within the qualification, you'll be spending approximately 80% of your time studying in college, in a college environment, but 20% of your time will be spent on an industry placement. And that industry placement is an opportunity for you to work on real projects with real people in real environments. So you'll be developing the behaviours you need to go into that career, also the skills and the knowledge and all of the technical skills that employers are looking for when they look to recruit people. So those placements will take place for 20% of the time on their course. And as I said, the other 80% of the time is studying in the college. So the traditional like BTECs and other like City and Girls qualifications in those subjects will start to be phased out, because T-levels will give a much richer experience and give you a far better set of skills, knowledge and behaviours that you need to be successful in the careers you want to. And at the end of a T-level, again, you have a really clear route as to where you want to go, but the choice is yours. So you might still want to go to university and study in a higher education environment. You might want to go on to an apprenticeship, or you might go directly into an employment, but you'll have a much richer set of qualifications to make you more competitive in the workplace to secure those places.
Helen, what sort of GCSEs do you think will be the entry requirements for those T-levels?
So the entry requirements haven't been confirmed completely. However, they will be slightly higher than a traditional BTEC going on to a level 3. So we'll be looking for like minimum of 5 GCSEs, including your maths and your English. So if, for example, you would like to do a T-level, but you don't quite get the grades that you need to do, then starting from September 2021, we will also have a transition programme. And that's a brand new, bespoke, tailored course for all students that know they want to progress onto the T-level, but it gives them an opportunity in that transition programme to still have an industry placement, but slightly shorter, but to have more time with concentrated GCSE English and or Maths, depending whether you need to still achieve both or just achieve one of them, as well as being working on modules that will prepare you ready to study at that level 3 T-level standard.
Fantastic, thank you very much. I've had a question in that asks whether students need to come in and show us their results if they've actually achieved the grade that they needed. So if, for example, if they were given a conditional offer on one of our programmes, do they now need to come in and show us those results? I can answer that one for you. So you will need to show evidence of your results at some point, but it will be when you enrol with us. You don't have to contact us to show us those results at this point. what will happen is you'll receive an email from us asking if you want to continue with your enrolment, with your place that you've been offered at the college. If you say yes, you will then be given a login and a password to go back into the portal where you originally applied, and then you will continue and start your enrolment process. You will need to show us obviously the evidence that you have met those conditions, and it will be during that process that you either show us those results or upload results for us. However, if you aren't happy with what you've achieved, please do come and talk to us. That's kind of the key thing about our online drop-in days tomorrow and Friday, is that they give you the opportunity just to come and chat to us. I mean, sometimes maybe you've done even better than what you expected, and that's also great, and in which case you might want to go on to a different level. So again, please do go to our drop-in day page and fill out that contact form, and then somebody will get back to you as soon as possible. Elaine, could I ask you a question about what happens if a student is unhappy with the grade that they've achieved?
Okay, well, if they're unhappy with the grade that they've achieved, there is an opportunity to retake your exam in the autumn. The entries are quite, the entry process is quite tight. They have to be entered by the 25th of September. So it's really important, if anyone's unhappy with their grade, to contact us as soon as possible. They can email myself or Helen, and we can get the process in place, and we can put up our email addresses for them to contact us.
Okay, that's great, thank you. Helen, I'm just going to send you live there. Can I do English and Maths alongside my study programme at the college?
Yes, you certainly can. So regardless of which level of programme, of course, you're going to be studying at our college, our study programme will give you that opportunity. So everybody needs to still continue to work and develop their English and Maths. So if you come to us and you had a grade 3 in your GCSE Maths or a grade 3 in your GCSE English, then you will automatically be enrolled to continue to study our retake programme, which is over 1 academic year, and then you will sit the GCSE English and Maths exam in the summer, unless you have requested to do the November resit as well. So it's a 1-year programme for both English and for Maths, where you'll study and you have fantastic teachers. We also have a team of instructors that are also there to provide more support and help, and then you will sit the exam in the summer. If you've come to us and you have below a grade 3, so you've currently achieved a grade 1 or a grade 2, then what we do is we do an assessment when you first join college. So you'll do that with your student performance manager as part of your induction programme. And then depending on what that assessment comes out from, it will then be able to tell us what's the right level for you. So we want you to be able to be stretched and challenged, but so that you're able to work to achieve the appropriate level for you. So that might mean an entry level functional skills, or it might mean a level 1 functional skills, and the highest level is a level 2 functional skills. And then if you're staying in with us in college for perhaps a 1-year programme, to then want to then move on to a level 3 2-year programme, it means that during that time you could do a functional skills, perhaps level 2, and then progress onto the GCSE. So our aim is to support you so that by the time you leave, you have your GCSE Maths and English in the bag, ready to help you apply for your next steps towards your career and your future.
Thank you, Helen. We have a question in from somebody who's saying that they're really worried about failing their Maths GCSE. They've applied to do hair and beauty, and so they're asking whether they can still come to college.
Is that to me?
Is that
sorry? Yes, Helen. Yes, for you, please.
So yeah, do you know what level they've applied to do for their hair and beauty?
If the question, if you can let me know which level.
I'll start talking anyway. So
okay.
regardless of the level where you're starting.
Sorry, Helen, it's level 2. Yeah.
Okay. So thank you for the question. So if you aren't successful tomorrow when you get your results with your GCSE Maths and English, then you can still progress onto the level 2 as long as you have like your 4 GCSEs at a grade 3. So if you don't have the Maths and English within that, it means that as part of your study programme, alongside doing your vocational qualification for hair and beauty, then you will also be doing your GCSE English if you got a grade 3 and your GCSE Maths if you got a grade 3. If you got lower than a 3, then it's, as I mentioned before, you'll have an assessment which is online, and that's with your student performance manager and other students in your group in exactly the same situation. And from that assessment, we will then determine the correct functional skills level for you to plan your route out.
And can we say we never talk about failure? It just means you haven't got it yet.
Yep, we're massive believers. So within our college, everybody comes to us for their GCSE Maths and English or to do functional skills, and they've all had very different experiences in their previous school settings. And if I'm being honest, a lot of our students, they found Maths and English quite challenging. They've perhaps had quite a negative experience of Maths and English at school. So we have a completely different approach, and it's never, you know, like it's a fail. It's just, you haven't succeeded yet. We're a big believer, as Elaine said, in the power of yet. And we have a really strong teaching team. The only thing we ask is that you work with us, you engage with us, and you come with the right attitude to, actually, this is a new start for me. This is a new opportunity, and I'm going to be the new me because I really want this. And together in a partnership, then we'll help you get across the line.
Thank you so much, Helen. What I'm going to do is copy the English and Maths pages onto the discussion forum, so that if you are worried about class sizes or what it is that particularly that how it is that we actually teach you, then you can have a look on there and that will give you some more information as well. Helen, sorry, you're in the spotlight again. A question. I've heard about study programs at college. What does that exactly mean?
Okay, so for all of our 16 to 18-year-old learners that join us at college, then you join us on a study programme. So a study programme includes lots of different elements, but all of those elements are really important, and they're recognised and required by the government as well, because they're seen to give every young person the right skills and qualifications to be successful as they go forward. So within a study programme, for example, you might have, so if we looked at a level 3 study programme, you would have your vocational qualification. So that's the subject that you've chosen to study with us. So it might be within the Faculty of Tobes, you might be doing business or event and tourism. It might be within service industries and you're doing health and social care. Whatever that vocational qualification is, that makes up quite a large part of your study programme and your hours. But in addition to that, it's all of the other things we want to give you to really grow as an individual and prepare you for your next steps. So we have a cross college and it's called My Core, and it's a tutorial programme. So it's delivered by your student performance manager, and it's very much a programme to engage you with, and it gives you lots of different information, help, advice, and just all the things that you want to know but you've never learnt. So for example, we have sections on how to manage your money. So what type of bank accounts should you set up? How can you manage your money? How can you manage an online account? It also helps you prepare like budget wise, so planning for your next step. So if you want to leave home, then we teach you about mortgages and or versus renting, and how you need to like prepare your finances for those steps, and also perhaps going to university. You know, we'll give you information about how you budget and to think about your shopping and how you can still eat healthily, but you know, eat on a budget as well. We have a section of sessions called Adulting 101, and in there we include information like things like how do you use a washing machine, things that perhaps you know you've never had the opportunity to do before, but is a really important skill that you need going forward. We also cover some quite challenging topics. So in the year coming up, we'll be having like the big debate, and that will be things around like Black Lives Matter. We also do sessions on county lines, on FGM, on LGBTQ+. So we have lots of interesting and engaging topics that engage you, not just to share your thoughts and beliefs, but also to listen to other people's as well. So that's the core programme. Then you also have the opportunity for enrichment. So it's a Head Start enrichment programme, which gives you an opportunity to develop other skills alongside your main vocational qualification that you can then offer to employers, or you can include in your personal statement when you're applying for university. So within that enrichment, it depends very much on which vocational course you're on as to the provision of enrichment that's available to you. Then other things within your study programme is your maths and your English. So whether that be functional skills, or it might be your GCSE, or if you've already got your GCSE English and Maths at grade 4 or above, we still need you to continue to use those skills and develop them. So we have a stretch and challenge programme for you that's part of your study programme. So they sort of make up the elements. And then if you're on a level 2 or a level 3 programme, we have 1 week work experience, where we would like you to search, you know, sometimes with the help of staff in college as well, for a meaningful placement for you to be able to carry out a minimum of 1 week work experience in year 1. And if you're on a 2-year course, another week in the 2nd year. That's only if you're not on a T level qualification, because they have an industry placement.
Thank you very much. Really nice question here that just says that, you know, it all sounds very amazing. Do you still have places available, and can I still apply, and how do I apply? Absolutely, we do have places for you. We have places on a whole variety of different levels. So and it's really easy to find out which courses that we have on offer. So you simply go to our website and have a search for the type of course that you're interested in, and then you'll just click apply for this course in the bottom left hand side of the screen, and then you'll be sent to a course information screen where you can either inquire a bit more about that particular programme, or you can go straight into starting that application process. You do need to create an account with us in order to apply through our application portal, but it's really straightforward, and there are also some additional sort of guidance information as you're going through the application process as well. Helen, we have a question. Can I go to university once I've completed my level 3 programme at the college?
So a level 3 programme will definitely give you a route to university, but it very much depends on the grade that you achieve. So if you're working at a higher level, then so for example, if you're working on a BTEC qualification, your grades will range from your assignments and your units. You'll have a pass, or you'll achieve a merit, or you'll receive a distinction. So it's a little bit similar to like an A, B or C if you were studying like A levels. So the pass, the merit, distinction throughout your course of study, you will gain points. And those points add up so that when your course has been completed and you've been successful, you will have an overall grade. So it might be distinction, distinction, merit, or it might be merit, merit, distinction. Or if you're really, you know, going for it and you try your very best and you're very successful, you could end up with a triple distinction star, which is the highest grade you can get. And those grades convert to points, and those points will show you with UCAS what points you need to have to be able to apply to the various courses that you'll be interested in pursuing. So definitely a level 3 course at Abingdon and Witney College can give you the route to university to study the course you want to in your future.
Thank you very much, Helen. We've got a question about adult GCSE Maths and English, which I'm quite happy to take. So if you're an adult wishing to study GCSEs with us, you can find those courses on our website, and they are specifically for adults. So you won't be with our 16 to 18-year-olds. If you've not done GCSE Maths or English before, or if you have done them before but you didn't get that C or that 4 as it is now, you could also get a substantial discount on the cost of actually redoing your GCSEs. What I would do is put the website address to have a look at our adult courses in GCSE English and Maths into the announcement section for you. We also offer English as a second or other language. So for our adult students who might be interested or come from overseas, would like to learn English a bit better, then there is an email address that you can contact us at, and I'm also just popping that into the announcements section as well for you. Helen, this is a question about all of the stuff in the media at the moment. So obviously there's been a lot of negative press. How can the student be sure that they get the grade that they deserve?
So first of all, I agree. The amount of negative publicity and the stress and the worry that our students waiting for results are going through has been awful. I'm really hoping that with the U-turn that the government made earlier this week in saying that all GCSE students will be receiving either their centre assessed grade, which is the process that your school or us as a college, it's the process that we followed to be able to submit the centre assessed grades to the awarding body, or if your grade once moderated by the awarding body is higher, that's the grade that you will receive. So I feel happier that given the circumstances that students haven't been able to sit their summer exams as they normally would, I feel happier that now the government have agreed that the centre assessed grades, or if the moderated grade is higher, they are the grades that the students will be receiving. So I just wish you all the best of luck for your results day tomorrow, but I do feel that that decision the government has made will make it a lot easier than it was for the A-level students and the real worry and stress that they went through with the receiving their results.
Thank you, Helen. We have another question that's also quite topical, which is about how are you going to keep us safe from coronavirus? I just wanted to say that we continue to follow the guidance that we've received from the government on the measures that we should be putting in place for you. We've never closed as a college, so we've continued to offer programmes to discrete groups during this whole period. So we already have one-way systems in place, signage in place, and we have plans to keep students in what we're calling sort of class bubbles. So the idea is that the teachers will move to you, the students will stay put into their classes. We're obviously only bringing small cohorts of students onto the campuses at any one time as well, to ensure that we can keep to those social distancing rules. The signage, as I say, is already up, and we also have a specific coronavirus information page on our website that you can go to, and you can see all of the measures that we have currently in place.
Can I just add to that, Beck, because it does mean that we have taken every measure to ensure that the environment is safe for everybody. But that does mean that it's had an impact on study programmes. So whereas prior to COVID, students would have been completing all of their study on college campus, going forward this year, we won't be completing all of it on the college campus. We have a blended approach, and that blended approach means that within your study programme, the vocational practical elements of your course, so if you're doing car mechanics, for example, then it's really important that you have access to our workshop areas with the cars and the vehicles so that you can learn and develop those practical skills. So that will be done, as Beck explained, in your bubbles, in very safe environments. But for other elements of your course that you normally would have had perhaps in a classroom with other students and your lecturer, then those lessons are most likely to be online. So it means that you'll be studying via a laptop or a computer or a webcam, and you'll be participating through Teams, so that you're still learning, you're still gaining all of the knowledge and the theory that you need to be successful on your course. But it will be, some of it will be in college, the practical elements, and some of it will be learning through a blended approach online with your other fellow students. And GCSE Maths and English is included initially online as well. So it's a whole new world, but I'm sure together, that we will make it successful, and it will be a fun learning curve for all of us.
Thank you, Helen. Yeah, and just to add to that as well is to say we did continue teaching online at the end of last year, and our students really enjoyed it. They really took to online learning, so it's a very positive move as well. Helen, whilst you're there, we have a question about what all the levels mean. So we're talking about level 1 and level 3 and level 2. What exactly does that mean? How does that equate to GCSEs, for example?
Okay, so if we start with what's a GCSE, so a GCSE is a level 2 qualification. So the programs that you've been studying in school at GCSE is level 2. Now, a level 3 is the equivalent of an A-level program. So that's why our courses that are a level 3 program are over 2 years, because it's a 2-year program and they equate to the equivalent of A-levels. So you might be on a level 3 program, same as A-levels. You might be on a level 2 program, which is studying at the same level as GCSE, but you might also be on a level 1 qualification, and sometimes that's because that's the right level for you to study at, to be able to sort of build some, sort of blocks to get you towards a level 2 program. But also sometimes it's because it's a brand new subject to you. So if you're coming into college and you're doing hairdressing, then you need to start really with a level 1 to build up those skills. If you're coming in with car mechanics, you need to really start at that level 1 to build up those skills as well. So it doesn't always just depict, what your ability level is. It sometimes is on the qualification and the industry that you want to progress into will depict the level first of all, or it will be the grades that you've got and the entry requirements that you meet to go on to a level 2 or a level 3 program. So I hope I've answered it okay there.
Great, thank you very much. Elaine, I wonder if you could answer a question about whether or not there is a lot of homework to do.
We don't have homework as such. We have something called flipped learning. So we may ask you, for instance, to read an extract or do some maths work in preparation for your learning, or we might say go away and consolidate your learning by doing some of these activities. So it isn't homework as such, and it isn't onerous. We won't be setting you lots and lots of things to do. However, success rates at English and Maths you achieve more the more you put in. So the more you're prepared to work outside of college and work on your skills, both for English and Maths, will certainly enhance your success rates. And we're not looking just to secure grade 4, we're looking for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So there's no ceiling on what we're trying to achieve with you. So I would say do as much as you can within those limits of what you can.
Okay, a question is there homework on a level 3 program?
So for a study program at level 3, yes, you're going to be expecting to do a certain amount of your work as independent study and working in your own time. So in addition to your timetabled sessions, to be able to research and also to write and complete assignment work. We don't call it homework because it's just part of your study program. So part of, especially on a level 3 program, it's about developing you to become an independent learner. So we don't expect you to be that person on day 1, but during the course of your study program, we expect those skills to grow and develop as you have the opportunity to refine them and practice them and just develop those skills. Because going into the workplace, then you'll need to be an independent person. If you're going to the university, then you'll continue your study, but again, you will need to have, a really good set of independent study skills that you've practiced and refined. So we don't use the word homework, but yes, there is work that you will need to do, but you plan that in your own schedule. So when you have your timetable, I always recommend to students that, you look at your timetable for where your practical lessons are, where you're in college, then have a look to plan your time for where your online lessons are going to be. And then if you've got a part-time job, which is great, you sort of then think you plan your part-time job or any other commitments around that study time. And then where you've got some spare time, and sometimes you have to be quite strict with yourself and find that spare time. Then you allocate. So it might be that on a Friday you don't have any practical lessons in college, and you also don't have any online lessons. So that's an independent study day. It might be that on that independent study day on a Friday, you want to work in your part-time job. You can do that, but then it means that on a Saturday or a Sunday, that's where you might choose to have your independent study time. So you can be flexible with your learning programme as long as you manage fitting everything in. And sometimes that takes a little bit of help as well. So again, your student performance managers are really well skilled in sort of supporting you to find that right balance so that we have a good work-life balance.
Helen, along those lines as well, is every day 9 till 5? Is it all hours or every day?
So traditionally, we would normally expect students to come in for their timetable. Some days would start with lessons at 9 o'clock, and sometimes your lessons, the last one, would finish at 5. Because of the COVID and the way we've had to restructure our timetables, the days that you are in college, you should expect really to be in from, we're going to have staggered start time, so from around about 9 o'clock until round about 5 o'clock, because our plan is to have you safely in your bubble in college in one environment to do the practical elements for the entire day. And then when you finish, it's like you then leave and you go home. And it's going to be really hard because a really big part of being in college is meeting new people and, you know, spending time with like new friends. But unfortunately, we're just not going to be able to do that. So we're not going to be able to congregate and socially and spend free downtime with our peers. We're doing the practical elements in your safe bubble, and then you'll need to go home afterwards. So the days that you're in will be 9 to 5, but probably. But the days that you're studying online, we would never expect anybody to be online from 9 in the morning till 5 in the afternoon, because that's just not good practice. So those days are likely to be shorter, and you'll have breaks in between lessons as well, so that you're able to have some sort of like rest and time away from the screen. But once you're enrolled during the induction programme, that's when you'll be given all of the information for your timetable for the academic year ahead. So you'll be able to very clearly see on which days you're expected to be in college and which days you're going to be learning online, and where you have your free independent study days.
Thank you. A question could be for either of you actually. What are the differences between being at school and being at college? So why should I come to college rather than staying on at school, for example? What makes college so special? Helen, did you want to start with that one?
Yes, so for me, college is a completely different environment to school. So for me and students that I meet and talk to, students always say, you know, school was very much, you know, you don't wear a uniform anymore when you come to college, so you've got the freedom of being able to express yourself and wear the clothes you choose. We don't have any bells that ring, so there's no alarms or bells to tell you that a lesson is starting or a lesson is finishing, which means that the students are therefore, you know, allowed to be young adults and manage their own time. But it does also mean, though, that we have really high expectations, and we expect you to arrive on time, exactly as your employer would expect you to arrive, you know, a little bit earlier before you start your work. We have those same expectations. So in school, you're with younger children, and college, you're a young adult. It's a very different environment. It's a professional working environment. We're preparing you to have the very best opportunity for the next steps that you want to take. So, you know, we treat you as young adults. We expect you to behave as young adults. We give you opportunities, you know, that young adults should have, such as those industry placements, working on really meaningful projects with employers. Lots of our vocational qualifications engage employers. So assignment work and project work that you'll be engaged with will be endorsed by employers, and employers are engaged with us to help give you the best start to go forward into your next steps, whether it be into employment or going off to university. So I say college is a much better learning environment. than a sixth form or a school, because it's all about the career and not just the course.
It's very much individualised as well, isn't it? I mean, Elaine, could you talk a little bit about how we do sort of make sure that we do differentiate between different learners?
So in terms of maths and English at college rather than at school, I've taught in secondary school, so I've been in that environment. It's a very different environment at college. It's very much about collaborative learning, and when it comes to students with different needs, we use resources, different teaching techniques to ensure that students can engage with the learning. So we might use technology, for instance, for those that prefer that sort of visual learning. There's lots of things that we do to support students, and it's a much more relaxed environment. Students come to English and Maths very unsure, very nervous about really taking the subject, and what we try to do is reassure them and show them that we're not actually like school. We are there to hone their exam techniques, look at the exams, give them the skills that they need to be able to be successful in those exams. We strip away a lot of the fluff, if I can say, that schools sort of have in their subjects, and we just focus on how we can improve those exam techniques, and it works. We've got lots of successful students who've come in really nervous and anxious and who leave us successful, having passed their exams.
That's fantastic. Thank you. Helen, is it possible to change courses if I'm unhappy with my current course?
Yes, so at 16 we recognise that it's really tough making big decisions about what vocational qualification you would like to study to take you in the direction you think you want to go in on your future. And sometimes when you start those courses, within the first few weeks, you might get that feeling of this isn't really for you, or you're not really enjoying it, or you're not sure. So in the college, we have a fantastic careers team who are there, who can help you with that decision making. But it does mean that usually we recommend within the first 6 weeks, if you know you're not happy, talk to your student performance manager, talk to your course leader, or talk to the careers team, so that we can then help you to find what the right course and the right programme of study is for you. So yes, it is possible, but the later you leave it, the more difficult it gets, because obviously then you're missing learning from the beginning on a new course. So if you're not sure, start those conversations with us really early, and we can support you and help you, and then sort of transfer you, if necessary, onto the course that you would prefer to be on. So it's not unusual, and it does happen, so don't worry.
Helen, can you talk about a little bit more about what an SPM is? What is a student performance manager?
Yeah, so we're really lucky that in our college we have a great number of student performance managers who are associated to an area. So you might be studying performing arts, for example, which is in the Oxfordshire Creative Academy. So it's in the faculty of TOCA. So you have a student performance manager in your own area, and they are there to support you in some of the pastoral side. And they're there to help you manage your time, to ensure that you're on track. Sometimes they do give you a hard time because they want the very best for you. So, you know, they will be chasing you if you don't hand assignment work in on time. If they're communicating with you and you're not picking up your emails, then again, they'll hunt you down and they'll find you, because they want you to be the very best that you can be. So they're there as a support system, as well as like the driving force when you need it to help sort of push you in the right direction. Your student performance manager will also do regular one-to-one meetings with you. So in term 1, you'll have a one-to-one meeting, and they agree targets with you for the areas that you want to work on to achieve. You then review those halfway through the academic year. So in term 2, you have another one-to-one. It's almost like an appraisal, like a PDP, a personal development plan that you have, that the student performance manager will take you through. So again, that's also preparing you for the workplace. And then in term 3, you also have a final one-to-one with them, and you review those targets again, and you also start to consider your progression statement. So, you know, what statement you're making for you to be able to progress and go forward. And then your student performance manager also delivers the My Core tutorial program to you. So it's written centrally, but the student performance manager will deliver that to you. And they're just pretty much involved in your everyday part of life in and around college, whether it be on site or it be online.
Great, thank you very much, Helen. And again, Helen, sorry, while you're there, could you just take us through all of the different topics that you can possibly study at 16 to 18 at the college? Or a few of them. Give us some examples.
Oh my gosh. So we are very lucky that within our college we have a huge range of different qualifications. So I mean, if you're interested in outdoor things and you wanted to be on a farm or working within agriculture or with animal care or specifically horses, we have courses for like equine. All of those, we have courses at levels 1 to level 3 and also into higher education, and that's all based at our farm campus, which is at Common Lees, which is about 4 miles away from the Witney campus. So anything to do with like outdoors, agriculture, animals, that's all at Common Lees. Then at our other 2 sites we have, so if you want to do makeup and hair and beauty or hairdressing or anything to do with sort of makeup artistry, then we have centres, locations at both Abingdon and Witney where you can like progress on those courses. If you're interested in children, maybe you want to be a primary school teacher or you want to be a nursery worker or you'd like to be a midwife, then we have within our service industries faculty, we also have early years and education and health and social care. So they're routes that you can choose to then take you to the career and the job that you would like. If you're the next like buzzing entrepreneur, so you want to really develop and refine your business skills, then we have a variety of business courses at both campus sites. If you want to learn more about business, but you really would like to consider tourism or the event industry, then we have a business qualification, but it's specifically around events and tourism. If you out of business, you think, actually, I know within business, the finance side is the bit that I really am interested in, then we have accounting courses as well. So for people who perhaps want to study whilst working, we have AAT accounting courses. For engineering, we're really living in an area where we have so many employers that are crying out for engineers. So we have great engineering courses. If you like tinkering with cars and you want to sort of like have a career where you can like go into a garage or work for a dealership, or even you've got aspirations to work for a Formula 1 racing team, then car maintenance, you know, we have a range of courses in those subjects as well. If you're really creative, then we've got a really outstanding faculty called the Oxfordshire Creative Academy. So whether you want to do art and design, whether you want to be on the stage, or actually you just want to make people on the stage look and sound great, we've got performing arts, we've got backstage production. So literally I'd say whatever your aspirations are for the career that you want, I'm quite sure we will have a course that will support you to help you in those steps to get you there.
Thank you, Helen. I think it's really important as well to say that all of our physical resources at the college campuses mimic those that are in employment. So when we look at, if you look at our hair and beauty salons or our motor vehicle workshops, they are exactly as you would find in the workplace, and alongside sort of our COVID-19 issues as well, those have been adapted as employers have adapted their own workplaces as well, so that we are continuing that very strong link between your academic knowledge that you're learning, but also how to apply that into the workplace. Mm-hmm. We've actually run out of questions, so I can see that we do still have some people watching us. If you do have any questions, could you post them now? Otherwise, what you can do is email us at the published email address, which is inquiries@abingdon-whitney.ac.uk. A reminder as well that we do have our virtual drop-in days tomorrow for GCSEs, If you go to our main website and from the front screen, if you do a search on GCSE, the page Welcome to our GCSE Virtual Drop-in Day will pop up in the search results, and you can click on there and that will take you to a form that you can complete in order to ask any questions that you want. If you've got any issues, please complete that form and that will go to the relevant team at the relevant time. Okay, I don't think we have any more questions. So that just leaves me to say thank you very much to Helen and thank you very much to Elaine for taking part today. Thank you very much for those watching us. I hope this has been useful for you. As I say, if you do have any more questions, please do contact us. We're more than happy to help. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.